Hey FlossTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christine and this is the beginning of my October cross-stitching vlog. I hope that you'll stick around to see what kind of stitching projects I get done, and sometimes I throw in a little something extra too. Hey there FlossTube, welcome to my October vlog. This is the very beginning of it. My name is Christine and I'm happy to have you here. It's October 3rd as I'm starting out this vlog, and I wanted to show you that as my plans indicated I was going to do last month, I was one day late, so I didn't start this on October 1st, but I got it started on October 2nd, and I haven't had a lot of chance to work on it yet, but I wanted to show you what I've done so far. I went ahead and started working on the black on black. So I've just got the little bit of the cat's head going there, and then I think that one thing I'm going to do with this kit, since this is all black here, this is all black that needs to be filled in, the fence and the cat, I think that I'm going to do maybe like a length or two of the black floss and then do some of the white half stitches in the back just to kind of break things up a little bit, because it is a little tedious stitching black on black. It is 14 count though, so it's not that difficult, but I'm really enjoying it. It's not a Dimensions Gold, it's just a regular Dimensions Black Moon Cat it's called, and all of the moon is half stitches, and a lot of this background here isn't even stitched at all, and the full crosses are just the black cat and the fence, like I said. So I really don't think this is going to take long. My goal is to get it done by Halloween. And I did finish up doing some Mill Hills. It might be redundant to show you those now, because what I'm planning on doing here in a couple of days is filming a video of all of my Mill Hill finishes. That's what I want to do. That's always my best laid plan anyway, right? So we'll see if I can get that done, and then it would be redundant to show you those here. But if I find that the month is coming to an end and I haven't uploaded that, then I'll be sure to show you the Mill Hills that I finished. I was working on them in September, and I showed you they were all about ready to be needing their beading to be done, but I hadn't quite got to that yet. So I just wanted to get this started, and like I always love to do in October is I like to show you in my backyard what my trees look like at the beginning of October, and then as the month goes on, I suspect we'll see a huge difference in these, either the color, or they may very well be completely have lost their leaves already. We haven't had too cold a weather here in Colorado so far. I think that we have some cold weather coming in here soon, so there's going to be some changes. I did want to also say that this vlog is going to have some crochet in it. I know I haven't done any crochet in a while, but stay tuned in the next clip or two and I'll have more details about that. It's going to, I always have to remember that when I'm filming this, it's way different than when you're going to be seeing it. So yes, this is past tense Christine at the beginning of October telling you that sometime in October I'm going to be starting a crochet project, so stay tuned. And as of the recording of this, I don't know the exact details, but I do know it's going to be a stitch along, and it's going to be Thanksgiving themed, so stay tuned for that. And right now I'm going to go get my picture taken for this so that I can get it posted on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next clip. Bye for now. Hey Stitchers, I'm back with an update. And it is a very spooky day today. It is actually Friday the 13th, Friday, October 13th. So it's kind of like an extra spooky day today because it's a Friday the 13th that also falls in October. And in the stitching world, we call that Dark October. It's a kind of a mix between, there's Dark 13 stitching, which you stitch on, scary, spooky things on the 13th of each month. And then there's Dark October stitching, which you stitch kind of spooky things in October. And then today, that makes today Dark October 13th stitching, something like that. Anyway, it definitely warrants a new spooky start today. So I am going to show you some contenders for what I might possibly start later today. But I wanted to first show you an update on my Black Moon cat that I started at the beginning of October. And I haven't had a lot of stitching time, but I did get some done, and this is where we are at with that. What else did I need to say about this? I've got the outline of the moon all completely done, and oh, I did want to say that I sewed some fabric, scrap fabric around the outside edge, because I have found that these smaller dimensions kits, the ones that finish up as a 5x7 size, and then I don't know what fabric they're on, but the fabric that it comes with, I find that these Nerge hoops, and I think this is the 11-inch size Nerge hoop, when you add fabric to the outside of it, the whole entire canvas for the dimensions kit fits perfectly, and then you don't have to move the hoop. And I love that about it, because if you use a smaller size Nerge hoop, then you end up having to move the hoop at least once. And this is kind of nice, because then you can I think I did this first with my lighthouse and realized that it was so nice that you have the whole canvas and you don't have to move it. So this is still going on really nicely. I love the simplicity of it, the half cross stitches, and I'm just sort of interspersing the black on black floss, black on black stitches with sort of doing some of the outline to make it sort of easier on the eyes. And because my stitching time usually happens to fall at night or in the morning or late evening, I have to use artificial light, and artificial light is not the best lighting to use when you're stitching black on black. Ideally, the best lighting is kind of like where I'm at right now, sitting next to a window, because you can see the holes really nicely. So this is the best stitching, but I don't usually have time to stitch right in the middle of the day. So therefore, stitching by the window isn't usually an option unless it's a weekend. But yeah, there's that. Moving along nicely. Another picture of how it's going to look when it's done. And then I wanted to just show you some contenders for my new start today. Okay, so the first contenders are going to be some Mill Hill kits, because I have a lot of them. So first one is a small one called Bat Cat, and I've stitched almost every one of these in this series so far except for the mouse. So this will be the last one that I have left. Speaking of Mill Hill kits, in my last clip I said that I was going to try to record a finish video of all my Mill Hill finishes, and I did do that, and you probably have already watched it because I uploaded it at the beginning of October, which is going to be before this vlog that you're watching right now. In case you did miss that though, go ahead and look for that on my channel. It's all my Mill Hill finishes, and it was quite fun. I still have a lot in my stash, and this is one of them. So this is contender number one. In case I find myself late tonight and haven't had a start yet, I may do this one because it'll be quick and easy to start. Another Mill Hill kit that I might start is called Sugar Skull, and you will see if you either did see if you watched my video already that I have stitched all of the small sugar skulls, the 6 small ones, and I always thought it would be kind of fun to finish this one and then sort of hang them almost like a bell pull, where they hang in a line underneath each other. And that one just looks like all kinds of fun to stitch with all the colors. Let's see, how am I lining this up here so that I can keep them over to the side? Okay, then we've got this one right here called Tangled, and it's got just a big spider in a spider web, and it just looks like it's going to be so pretty. I do believe I have seen somebody stitch this. I can't remember who, but it does look great. So I'm excited to stitch this one. And there's the floss and the colors that go with it. So we've got Tangled. All right. Next up, we've got this colorful one called Happy Halloween. And I want to start this every year, and I just never do. But it's got all kinds of fun colors. Looks like it'll be easy, fun stitch with all the different colored beads and the different colored letters, not to mention how fun it'll be to display that when it's done. All right. only one more Mill Hill kit that I have as a contender. I do have some smaller ones I could do, but I don't know. I kind of had to narrow it down. And this one here is one that every time I see somebody stitching it, I love it and I really want to work on it. So I had to put it as a contender because it's such an October, it has such an October feel to it, doesn't it? And if you don't like Halloween and you just like fall, then this is a good choice for Friday the 13th. And here is the colors in that one. So looks like lots of fun. I can see that maybe that background might get a little old, stitching that same color over and over again, but the mood I'm in now, I think I might actually find it relaxing. When I have a lot of stress in my life, I find it a little bit more meditative to just do the same color over and over again. So this one I'm definitely kind of leaning toward. Okay, those are the Mill Hill contenders. Now, I do have some non-Mill Hill contenders, and I will admit that because I've been stitching so many kits lately, that I have become lazy when it comes to actually kitting something up. So when I grab a chart and I think, you mean I actually have to pull the floss and the fabric and use my own needles for it, sometimes I just lately feel like I can't be bothered. But I really need to get over that because there are just some gorgeous, gorgeous kits charts out there that I want to stitch. One of them being this one right here by the Cottage Garden Samplings. Is it Samplings? Yes, Cottage Garden Samplings. This one is just, has such, I mean, this is such a Halloween, Friday the 13th start. Don't you agree? Problem is, which one would I start with? And do I want to do them separate like that, where you have just the little individual ornaments? Or do I do the whole thing with that cool background and kind of divider in between it? Now, the problem with the ones I'm going to show you here is that because I've been doing so many kits lately, I don't really have a big collection of specialty floss, nor do I have a collection of specialty fabrics. And all these that I'm about to show really kind of feel like that you don't do it the pattern justice if you don't follow everything that's in it. So you know, I struggle with that because, I mean, it will look beautiful on just a regular kind of, maybe just a solid background, but I don't know. This one calls for 40 count Cyprian, but of course you can use any count you want. So I have to just really decide if I want to hold off and wait and get actually that Cyprian fabric to stitch this on. And yeah, it does call for mostly DMCs, but it does call for two. The orange in it is a persimmon, and it's a Weeks Dye Works persimmon, and it also, the border is a Weeks Dye Works charcoal. So I don't know, I almost feel like I need to wait and use the specialty floss and the specialty fabrics for these. But we'll see. I don't know, I may change my mind later tonight. But I do definitely love this one, and it's calling to me. And so same goes for this next one as well. Another Cottage Garden Sampling is an oldie but goodie. This one, October 31st, is another one that I have to decide if I want to wait and use the specialty floss and specialty fabric, or if I want to just do the DMC conversion and use something that I have, a fabric that I have in my collection, which I don't have a lot of really fun specialty ones. So this one calls for the Gentle Art Simple Shaker Sampler threads, two of them, one called Raven and one called Tin Bucket, and then the rest are DMCs. So if I do decide to start it on just a fabric in my stash, then I can go ahead and start with just the DMCs while I order the specialty floss to finish the rest of it. And the last three that I have are, they're all three by Blackbird Designs, and this first one being Midnight Ride. Now this one doesn't look like, oh, is there more than one in here? Oh, it looks like you get two. It looks like you get this other chart in here too. I don't think I ever noticed that. But this one looks like it would be fine to do on just a plain fabric. And so other than not having the specialty floss that it calls for, and this one I think you kind of do need to have the specialty floss, otherwise you won't get that modeling look in the body. So I don't know, I'll have to see. I do have some specialty flosses in my collection. I just need to see which ones I have. And once again, I could always start, you know, in an area here where the you know, up in the hat or where it calls for just black and start on that area. This one here, Casting a Spell. I bought this, oh, there's a bad glare there. I bought this a couple of years ago, and I even bought the box that you put them in when you're done. So, I always want to do this one. And here we sit, another year going by and me not starting it. Oh, but it just looks so fun, and I really feel like it might be kind of quick to stitch too, the little ones. I just don't know which one I would start with though. They're all so pretty. Oh, that looks so cool. I don't know. This one, that one's definitely calling to me. And last but not least, another wonderful oldie but goodie, Away We Ride. Away we ride till it's dark as pitch to find the home of the Wicked Witch. Yeah, definitely a contender, and I always kind of wonder though if I have it in me to do that border. I may leave the border off if I decide to do this one. I don't know. I won't commit to that. I mean, if I were to start, I'd probably start in the middle here and decide how I feel about the border when I'm done. But this is definitely a beautiful one, and one that I also think warrants, you know, getting the specialty floss for it. I'll have to see. I'll have to look online and see. Oh, I guess I don't want to show you the chart there. I'll have to look online and see if anybody's done a DMC conversion of it and how it looks, and if I would, you know, be happy with that or not. But there you have it. These are what I have on the table to potentially start later today. But I will be honest with you, I don't have a lot of time today, and I have a feeling that I'm not going to get started on my stitching until pretty late this evening. So we are probably leaning toward one of the kits, but we'll see. I don't know. You will see in the next clip, and I will show you what I end up doing. But I do want to clear this up really quick and talk about another thing that I had mentioned earlier in my first clip. I said that I was going to be doing some crochet in this video as well, and I didn't have many of the details of it at the time. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have probably already seen me post about this, but it is a crochet-along from a kit from Hirschner's, and it is called Wobbles and Gobbles Turkey, and the hashtag for the stitch along is, and I'll put it here at Wobbles and Gobbles Sal, I believe. So Morgan at Miss T and Stitches and Brianna at Brianna Lentz and myself are hosting this stitch along that starts on October 18th. Like I said, that's going to already be passed by the time you're seeing this, but that's the issue that we're having with this. After we decided to host this stitch along, we were informed that Hirschner's actually ran out of these kits, and these kits are made by Hirschner's, so they are only available there. And it's a little disappointing that they ran out of stock, because I don't know, I feel like when you run out of stock in October for something that's a Thanksgiving related item, that was just poor planning on their part. But hopefully they are going to be back in stock in November, and you're going to be seeing my video here early November, so you might still be able to get one of these kits if this is something you'd want to do and stitch along with us, or crochet, I should say, crochet along with us. But I'm going to be sharing my progress in this video here because it's going to start on the 18th, so I may as well just show you what it's like when I open up this kit and everything. Along the lines too of Hirschner's being back ordered, I don't order from Hirschner's. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever ordered from Hirschner's before, because their shipping, I feel, is really high. And then, you know, even when you use a coupon, it ends up being kind of expensive by the time you buy from them. But they do have things that you can only get from their site, and so this is one of them. I actually, along with this crochet kit, I ordered 3 of their felt kits, and these are felt kits that are made by Hirschner's. I think the name of their felt kits are called Felt Street, I believe. So of the 3 that I ordered, 2 of them are back ordered, and I feel like they were back ordered last year too. So I think they really need to kind of get a handle on the amount of kits and things that they sell so that they can prepare for the holiday season. I'm sure they're losing a lot of money by not having these in stock. That being said, I wanted to try one of the Hirschner's felt kits because I want to compare it to the Mary Stockings and the Bucilla kits that I do. And these are, I just think this is adorable. It's called Autumn Woodland. And if you just look at how cute that is. And the other two that I bought are also very cute. And this is what it looks like on the inside. So I'm excited to see. I can tell it looks like the quality of sequins is really nice, and we'll have to see. I almost feel like, yeah, they don't, so they use a floss, it looks like, called Cracked Away. But I'll talk about that in another video when I actually do an unboxing of this and start it. And I don't know if that will be this year or not. I already have my hands pretty full with felt projects right now. So I'm not going to promise, but I did want to show you that I did get that, and hopefully the two that are back ordered will come in this year. Or not. Like I said, I'm not going to probably stitch them this year anyway, but I am excited about that. And I think that's all I have to talk about at this moment. I have some work I need to go do, so I'm going to go do that now, and I will come visit you again in... Well, when will that be? I can't promise when I'm going to come and visit you with you again, but by then I will show you what I ended up starting for Dark October 13, Friday the 13th in October stitching. All that, all the goodness. Okay, enough rambling for now. I'll see you in the next clip. Welcome back. It's been a whole week since that last clip, so it's time to do another foliage check. Things are starting to turn yellow. Love it. Okay, it's probably going to get loud because it's trash day, and so I'm going to probably go inside to do a quick update and let you know what I've been up to for the last 7 days since I, when was it? October 13th. Yep, okay. See you in a minute. Hey, I thought I would just do a face-to-face with y'all for a change because I'm always doing the overhead filming these days, and admittedly, it's a little bit easier for me to do that, so I do it. But, I don't know, the house is quiet for the most part right now, so I thought that I would just set up my old filming spot here. And also because I'm enjoying my mantle, because I finally set up my fall decorations and my Halloween decorations. It's been a very emotionally trying month this month. And I won't go into details, but it's been a struggle. So I wasn't even going to put any Halloween decorations up or any fall decorations because the thought of going out to the shed and grabbing them all and bringing them in and setting it up was just too much. But I just did kind of like what my husband says. I snuck up on it. I one day just brought the bins from the shed to the deck. And then I opened one bin at a time and set the stuff throughout the house. And I finally got it done, and then when I do, I'm so happy because I love my fall decorations. So maybe I'll insert a little video and show you what they look like for now. I didn't set up every one of my little ornaments because I have my Bucilla ornaments and I have all my Mill Hill ornaments. There's a lot of them, which you know because you probably watched that video. If you watch me, you'll see how many Mill Hill ornaments I have. So I sort of just haphazardly put them on 2 Halloween trees. So maybe as I'm talking, I will be showing you these, but I don't know. It just depends. I'm gonna just do a little video with you and show you that. I did for the most part, but the ones that wouldn't fit on my mantle, I've kind of snuck in little spots around the house, and I don't think I quite captured all of my Mill Hill. I don't think I quite captured all of my fall cross stitches, but the ones that I do have, I tried to insert in that video. But yeah, makes me happy to have them up, and then before you know it, we'll be putting Christmas decorations up. But we'll just enjoy the moment now. All right, so you're probably wondering, you're on pins and needles, wondering what I chose to stitch for my Dark October, Dark October 13th stitching. And spoiler, if you're on Instagram, you already know because I shared it on there. And yeah, I've decided I have too many crafting irons in the fire right now. You can tell my level of stress by the amount of stitching that I do, because I channeled my innermost sloth last weekend. I just it was just a real stressful, emotional weekend. And I haven't done this in a long time, but I pretty much laid in bed. I did bed stitching for almost all of Saturday and all of Sunday. I got out of bed once to make scrambled eggs and some blueberry muffins. And the rest of it, I just binge watched some great shows on Apple TV, and one of them, in case you're looking for a good show to watch and you have Apple TV, my husband and I have been really enjoying, if you like NASA and space, outer space travel, it's called For All Mankind. It's a great show. We are in season, I think we're still in season 2 right now, but we've really been enjoying that. And then before that, there is a series with Brie Larson, and it's, what is it called? Chemistry something. I'll look it up and put it on the screen here, but it takes place back in, I believe, the 60s, and yeah, she is a woman chemist, but doesn't really get the recognition that she should because it's the 60s and she's a woman. So anyway, I think it goes on to, she's going to end up having her cooking show, but it's all based around kind of like chemistry. And if you like, I love that genre, that like 1960s, 1970s, because it's kind of got that feel of my childhood, you know. So I love to look in the background and see how accurate they're displaying, you know, they're portraying like the houses and the decor and stuff like that. And I love to look at that and say like, oh yeah, I remember I had something like that when I was a kid, or my mom had something like that, or my grandma. And so I love when they do that and they do it right, you know, because it just really brings you back. Okay, so let's get on and show you what I've been stitching. First, let's do the update for this one. I got a little pile here. As you know, I was going to film this outside, and then I changed my mind and came inside. And it is quieter in here. So let's do an update first of this one right here. And I thought it was completely appropriate to be binge stitching this while I was binge watching a show about the moon. So here is where I've gotten done on this so far. Put this behind there so you can see it a little bit better. Actually, hold on. So there we go. I did the whole inner part of the moon, and I've started on this. This is the most outer part of the moon, so it's going to kind of progressively get lighter, going from in to out. But this is the main part, and this part right here all just needs to be filled in with one set of medium color. So that's kind of mindless stitching. But if you look really close, let me get this lined up. Let me get this held just a little bit differently here. If you look down here, though, I outlined all of the part that needs to be filled in with black. So I've got my work cut out for me there with all that black stitching, but it's just mindless because it's already been outlined. So I literally just need to fill that in. So I'll do a couple of strands of black, and then I go and I work in the moon a little bit. And that looks like a wrong stitch up there, but it's not. That's what the chart says. They want me to put a white stitch there, and as much as I feel like that just looks weird when it's done, I think it's going to look fine, but it's weird that they're like, oh yeah, just do this one white stitch up there while you're doing these other ones. So I'm trying not to be bothered by it, but it does kind of bother me a little bit. That's that though, and yes, like I said, very appropriate that we're watching a show about NASA, well, stitching the moon and people going to the moon, and it's just a really neat, it's an interesting show because it all starts off with, it all starts back when we first landed on the moon, but what ends up happening is, maybe this might be a spoiler, but you learn this pretty quickly on, that Russia lands on the moon before we do, and it sort of changes the trajectory of space travel from then on. So it's kind of interesting because a lot of the stuff about the history of it is very accurate, but, you know, stays accurate as to the way it was, but then also a lot of things kind of got changed just because that one event was changed. So really interesting. I like it. It's different. Okay, so there's that. But I know that you're wondering what I started for Dark 13. So I showed you all the contenders and what there was. And then it was later in the evening, and I had them all spread out on the table, and I was trying to decide what to pick, and my husband was just like, "Oh, what you doing?" And, you know, trying to decide on, you know, gonna start a new project. And I said, "Well, I'm trying to start something for Dark 13." And I explained to him what it is, and he's like, "Oh, do I have a say in it?" And I'm like, "Sure, tell me what you like out of all of these." And he's like, "Okay, I'll lay them out." And he likes Mill Hill kits, so he laid them out to the way he would like. And of course, he looked at the Blackbird Designs charts and the one by Cottage Garden Samplings. He put those off to the side right away and said, "No, I'm not interested in those. Those look tedious. Those look hard, cluttered." He didn't like that. He's like, "So I'm a Mill Hill fan." And he lined up the Mill Hills according to his first, second, third, fourth favorite. So his first pick was this one right here, Tangled. And his second choice was Midnight Owl. So, and then he, you know, successfully went down. I think the Skull and the Happy Halloween were that. But these were his top two. So this was absolutely his favorite. This is the one that he said this is what he would like to see me start. Well, so then I had to think about, okay, unbiased, like what was I leaning toward? So I would have to say that I was leaning toward this one a little bit more than that. So this was kind of my first choice here. Just because I was really kind of, like I was telling you, drawn to just a lot of the same color stitching, and it looked like a nice kind of mindless stitch, which is what I was kind of leaning toward. So I would have probably switched these two and had it be like that. But I also was looking at those other charts, and another one that was a top contender for me was this one here. This was really calling to me. I really wanted to do something with this. So I was struggling. I'm like, well, what's it going to be between these three? And I thought, what the heck, I'm going to start them all three. So that's what I did. So that evening, before midnight hit, I was able to put stitches in all three of these projects. Now this one, the problem with this one is I didn't really have everything that it called for. I don't have the Citrium fabric that it called for, which is kind of a greenish tone, I think, according to this. And it also called for DMC 10 and DMC 19. And I didn't have those because those are, I guess, the newer DMC colors. And I had to look up my thread chart in my little thread, you know, the booklet that has the thread samples on it, to see what those colors were. And I just picked two colors that are kind of equivalent to that. The other thing I didn't have is the orange that it called for, which is persimmon. I didn't have that, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to substitute it with the DMC. And then for the fabric, I decided to just do Vintage Country Mocha, but the only Vintage Country Mocha I had in my stash is 14 count. So yeah, I'm doing it a little bit different than it calls for. And then I couldn't decide if I wanted to do the whole piece or if I wanted to just do some individual ones with an ornament. So I went ahead and got a big enough piece of fabric that I could do the whole thing if I want, and I did go ahead and place this in the right spot so that I could do it. But if I decide after this one that I only want to do an ornament, then I can cut it out and make an ornament out of it. So I will show you what it looks like. And this is it. So mine is a bit bigger because it's on 14 count. And it's on Vintage Country Mocha. So if you don't know what Vintage Country Mocha is, it's like printed. So it's sort of modeled on the front side, but not the back side. And it's very subtly modeled. This is about as crazy as I get with the fabrics. So I was happy that I did have some of this in my collection, in my stash, so I didn't have to just do it on just plain or like what I always do is the Fiddler's Zeta, which it would have looked good on Fiddler's Zeta too. And I almost did do that. But this is what it looks like, and all I have to do is fill in the orange. And yeah, it would have probably looked a little more interesting with the persimmon and the different mottled look of the orange, but I think it looks perfectly fine like this too. And I just love this motif. It's my favorite one. So, you know what? It sure doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to fit two more on here, does it? Yeah. I feel like I misplaced that. I mean, keep in mind it has a border on it too, so, I don't know. I may be forced to just make an ornament out of this one. I'll have to recheck my measurements and see if it truly will fit. right, that's that, and I'm really enjoying it. It's been, yeah, it's been a while since I've done something that wasn't a Dimensions kit or a Mill Hill kit, so it's been kind of nice to just go old school with a chart and my own kitted up stuff. All right, next up, I put stitches into this one right here, and this is where I'm at with it as of right now. Let me put this behind it here, and you can see that I've got started on that part, and then I went ahead and did this border except for where I ran out of some floss right there, and then I'm starting because it's got this outer border there. So I haven't done a ton of it, but okay. I don't know why I'm sitting all twisted here in my couch. Let me get more comfortable. I'm like sitting on my knees, so they're going to be asleep here soon. Okay, sorry while I adjust myself. Okay, I wanted to show you these next to each other, but it's got to have something behind it, and it's not working. I haven't done the face-to-face filming, so there you go. You can see right there how this has this border on the outside, and that's what I'm stitching to. So I'm going to try to save the spider for last because that's the most interesting looking part of that. Okay, so I did a little bit on that, and then last up was the Midnight Owl, this one right here, and I just got started in the upper corner and just did the first color up in the corner, and now I'm getting ready to change floss colors and do the second part of the background right there. So in addition to the stitching that I've been doing, I've been working on some Bucilla felt kits too, so I've been trying to work that in there, and then the crochet that I told you about, the Crochet-a-long that was supposed to start with the turkey, that was supposed to start on the 18th. Today is the 20th. I have not even opened that up yet, so I haven't even got started on that. So like I said, too many irons, too many crafting irons in the fire. I'm just using it as a big diversion tactic. And yeah, maybe at the end I'll tell you what, you know, I always struggle with how much of my personal life to share in these videos. I struggle with it all the time because it does affect my stitching. I mean, the way, you know, what I stitch on and how much I stitch is usually affected by what's going on in my personal life, so it's hard for me not to talk about it. But I guess I could just give you the Reader's Digest version, and maybe I'll talk about it at the end of the video that way you can, you know, move on to the next video if it's not something that's interesting to you. But all right, and that's what I've been doing. I'm going to, did I even tell you in my last clip? I don't think I did, but good news. Sorry if I'm reiterating it again, but it is still good news. I finally, for my Dimensions fan people out there, I finally filmed my Dimensions kit parade. And I found a couple more. If I did tell you in the last clip that I had like 80, maybe a little bit more than 85 of them, I think it's maybe closer to 90 now. I recorded it. It just needs to be edited and uploaded, and I don't know, maybe I'll put that up in November because I also have a felt kit that felt video, my Halloween sign that I'm working on. I need to get that felt video edited and uploaded, and I did have a request for somebody that wanted to see all my Mill Hill kits that I haven't stitched yet, and I'll try to get that up too at some point. But right now, I think I will just insert the clip of my Halloween decorations and show you what it looks like and show you kind of how I display some of my Halloween ornaments and, you know, some of Mill Hill ornaments and my Bucilla ornaments. And then I'll see you in the next clip with an update. I feel a little bit of a scratchiness in my throat, so I really hope I'm not coming down with something. If so, yeah, I hate to talk when my voice gets all hoarse like that, so I don't know, if I'm sick, okay, I'm just rambling. never mind. Let me just move on and show you the video of my fall decoration. So this is the family room. This is where I was just sitting right there to record my update. And then this is my mantle and yeah, just some of the, I'm trying to get the reflection off of my TV from showing up. The only thing I forgot to do is I forgot to replace I have a Halloween photo that I usually put there, and I usually replace that one, but that one's still there. That's okay. We're going to ignore that, and I'll just zoom in here and show you kind of how I display some of my cross stitches. So that's a little crooked candelabra I've got there. I need to replace those candles. They're getting a little bent and broken. But here is my haunted cottage finish, the Mill Hill Haunted Cottage. These were some candles my husband bought at Costco a while back. There is Into the Woods being displayed back there. Then we've got Halloween tree number 1, which has my Bucilla ornaments and a mixture of, I guess it's a mixture of some Bucilla ornaments and some of my Mill Hills. You can kind of see I just haphazardly stuck some of those on there. And let's see, moving on down, this is a little 3-tiered tray that I have that I just kind of, last year I think I said I wanted to fill it with a bunch of ornaments and pillows, cross-stitch ornaments, but right now I have it filled mostly with some of these little, I think I got these at the Dollar Tree, I'm not sure, but these are some of my Bucilla ornaments that I've made. No, these aren't Bucilla, these were, I think, a Mary Stockings kit, yes, the Harvest ornament kits from Mary Stockings, which are cute, and so I just kind of have them sat there. There's another little cross-stitch I did. Some more from the Harvest ornament kit, and then I got some crocheted pumpkins back there. This one here, this Mill Hill is Midnight Farm, and then we're moving over to the, I want to show you this little scarecrow I made way back, I think in the 90s. It was just a little panel at the fabric store that you buy and you stuff, a lot like the turkey that I'm going to show you. Moving over, this one here is Haunted Lantern. And then this is Dimensions, oh gosh, what is the name of that? You all know it. It's Glory of Autumn or Autumn Glory. I can never remember that. So you got that cross stitch, and then we've got this, I just took some Dollar Tree, the Halloween trees from the Dollar Tree, so they're orange and black. You can't see because I just pretty much have them covered. I have it covered with my Mill Hill ornaments, and I just knocked that one off. And those little purple lights are actually little spiders that you can't really see. Hold on. Okay, sorry, I had that fix that one. So these are some more of the Halloween ornaments, but yeah, the little lights on my tree are these tiny little spider. Let's see, can we see them if I zoom in? Or bats maybe, I don't know. You can't see, they just aren't showing up. Yeah, they're bats. But these are some of my Mill Hill Halloween ornaments hanging there in all their glory on their little tree. I took 2 Dollar Tree trees, and I said there was a hack online I saw where you take 2 of them and you glue them together so it makes it more full. Okay, then we've got over here the pillow that I cross-stitched many years ago from the cover, one cover of the Just Cross-Stitch magazines, or I think it's one of the cross-stitching magazines, and I just made a little envelope opening on the back there for that. And there's my crocheted Afghan that you all remember me talking about from the movie from the show Breaking Bad. That's my Breaking Bad Afghan. And now let's move over into another room. All right, so this is kind of a messy area here because it's the back of my son's computer, but I've got this little squawking crow that we got at Costco, but he's really annoying, so I don't turn him on. And then here is a cross stitch. Sorry that I don't remember who these are, but this one I have just displayed on a little, like a little easel clip. And so that's right as we've left that room, just so you know the perspective there. So now we're going to turn around and I'll show you another area where I have some cross stitching displayed. Okay, so going into my kitchen, here I have my Bucilla wreath hanging that I made last year. It's just hanging on my pantry door. And then if you go, I'll go kind of slow over here. My kitchen happens to be somewhat clean at the moment, so that's why you're getting the tour. It's not perfect, but it's good. Then I just have some little fall decorations on my window here. And this area used to be filled with succulents. I'm sadly not doing too well with my succulents. I don't have too many of them. There's one right there. And I have some upstairs under some grow lights, but there is another Mill Hill right here. This one is, let's try to get it without a glare. That's that one, the one with the ravens. The glare doesn't look bad, obviously, when I'm just looking at it, but in the camera it's picking up the glare. But anyway, that little guy sits right there. And then let's go into another room. Okay, this is just my little dining room area there where I have a little centerpiece, and I've got some decor over there on my china hutch. And then okay, then going into the living room here, we've got a treadmill. This is another display of a cross stitch I have right there. That is my candelabra, little scarecrow there. Then we got my front window, which has a tree that turns a beautiful color red, but it hasn't really started to change yet. And then okay, and then we've got that there. This is what my front entryway looks like. Yes, we have a lot of deep rock bottles. Backtracking just a little bit because I forgot to show you this one. Right here, this is my Luminous Fiber Arts Nevermore, and I added a little key charm to that. So really a cute one. Try not to show you my messy landing there, but we've got this little entryway here. There's me. And this is another quilt I made. And then we've got this little turkey is another one that I made way back, I think in the 90s. It was just from a panel of fabric that you sew and stuff. And then I think we've almost come full circle here. We've got this Mill Hill hanging right there. That's my, can't remember the name of that one. And I think that's it. I usually put a few more decorations on the wall here, but I think I'm done for now. And then that brings us back full circle to this room again. Okay, I missed another one. I forgot to zoom in on this little cross stitch right here as part of my fall decor. That was one of my dimensions finishes. Okay, I truly do think I think I've got them all now. Well, I have to keep adding on to my decor because I finished another Halloween thing. I finished my Halloween sign. I'm so excited. Here's a sneak peek, but I made a whole video about this, so be sure to check that. It's probably, I'm guessing, was uploaded before you're seeing this video. So if you want to see the whole video about that, this is my Bucilla Halloween sign, and I just finished it the day before Halloween, so I'm so excited I got it done. And there you have it. Tour of my main floor of my house. Hope you enjoyed that. Well, while I have some time, I think I will go ahead and open this up right now. But I did want to say, do you remember when I was showing you this kit and I said that they had, one of my other kits was back ordered, or two other ones were back ordered? Well, one of them did come in, and I just want to show you. Look how cute. So yes, another pumpkin pie slice, a little bit different color than the one I just showed you in that clip, if I did show you that clip before this, but you'll see that I have stitched another pumpkin pie. But so cute, can't wait to get this started. Probably won't do these this year, but next year I'll do them. And right now I just want to go ahead and get this opened up so we can see what's inside. All right, so I don't know what kind of, I don't know, okay, I don't have my glasses on. I can't see what this Hirschner's, it's worsted weight yarn, and yeah, I'm not a what do you say, a connoisseur of yarn. I have been crocheting my whole life, but you know what, I'm a red heart girl. I don't do fancy crochet yarns, so I don't know if I would know a good yarn if it slapped me in the face, but this feels pretty good to me. It feels comfortable. It feels soft. So yeah, how's that for my non-technical assessment of this yarn? Feels good. Yeah, I mean, it feels like it has some body to it, which is what I would imagine you would want when you do, or I keep wanting to call it origami, amigurumi. But we've got a black, a dark brown, and kind of almost a, hard to tell in this light, but just an orangish color. We've got a gray. Yes, if I could read this, I would tell you what it's made out of, but I just can't see it. Let me see. Yeah. And then we've got this medium brown color. So really pretty colors. And then we've got these two right here, which, does that feel different? This feels a little bit different, but I don't know. Can't tell. It could just be because it's not a full skein, but we've got these two colors here. And that's it. So I guess let me just look really quick and see what these instructions say, because I guess I thought it would come with the whatever you need to make the eyes, but apparently it doesn't come with that. So it's not necessarily a full kit. All right, skill level is intermediate. It comes with Hirschner's worsted. Oh, so yeah, worsted. There's a honeysuckle, walnut, dark gray, black espresso. Oh, and plastic canvas yarn. Okay, that must be what this is. Have no idea what plastic canvas yarn is, but guess it doesn't matter. And then, okay, you will need, so I need to get, obviously I knew I would have to supply the crochet hook, so I'm gonna need a D3, a 3.25 millimeter crochet hook, and I have all of the sizes, so that shouldn't be a problem. I have a tapestry needle and two 10 millimeter safety eyes. Okay, don't have those. White felt scrap, I've got that, and stitch markers, I got that. So the only thing I need to buy are the safety eyes for those. Yes. All right, and then, yeah. Doesn't look like it's too difficult to do, so I'm kind of excited to get started on that. So I will show you, maybe in the next clip, that I've gotten a good start on it. How tall is this guy going to be? I feel like he's going to be big, but maybe, oh, finished size, 6 inches tall. Okay, so he's not going to be very big. He's going to be like that big is all. Yeah, six inches. So he's just going to be a little guy. I bet you I have enough thread. I bet you I have enough yarn to make more than one. So, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to get started on this weekend, and I'll give you an update and show you what I get done with it. All right. See you in a bit, or see you in the next clip. It's October 26th, and I just got done being sick. But I wanted to come out here really quick and show you the leaves because it's going to be windy tonight, and I suspect a lot of these are going to blow away. So one last look at these beautiful leaves, and then I will show you a quick view of my front tree. Okay, it's cold. Going inside. My tree, so beautiful. Well, looks like we got our first snow before Halloween. So today's October 29th, and this is the second day of the snow. So I'm not sure I'm quite ready for winter, but I guess I have no choice. It's here. Hey Stitchers, I'm back and it's Halloween, so happy Halloween for all of those of you out there that celebrate. You know I'm a big Halloween person, so today's a big day for me. Sadly, I haven't done a whole lot to celebrate because what have I been up to since the last time we spoke? Well, that little tickle in my throat that I was getting in that last clip, it ended up being COVID, so it finally got me after all this time. I can no longer say I'm COVID free because I got it, and then I quickly quarantined myself to try to prevent the rest of my family from getting it, but my husband wasn't so lucky. He ended up getting it. My two sons, they never tested positive for COVID. So my husband and I sort of stayed in the upstairs part of our house. And at first I was just like, oh, this is great, you know, because I really wasn't that sick. So I'm like, oh, this is great. I'll just quarantine and I'll just sit up there and craft. And I have to admit, I got a little stir crazy after a while because, yeah, like I said, I wasn't sick. I wasn't real sick. So I felt like still doing things, but I was kind of confined upstairs for a bit. So I think the reason why I didn't get that sick, and neither did my husband, is because right away we got the urgent care doc gave us both a prescription for Paxlovid, which is an antiviral, and I took that. I started taking it on about my 4th day because I tested a little bit late, but my husband started taking it right at the first sign of symptoms because he has multiple sclerosis, and we were always a little bit concerned about how he was going to do when he got COVID, because even aside from MS, just growing up, every time he gets a cold, it goes right to his chest and he gets like bronchitis. So we were always concerned how he was going to do. So we were able to get him some Paxlovid. He started taking it on the first day, and both of us had super mild symptoms from COVID. So that was good. We both just yeah, I'm hoping to get a negative test today. I'm down in my main floor today because nobody's home, so I'm not wearing my mask or anything. But yeah, I'm hoping, I think I'm over it. I should get a negative test today because I tested a couple days ago and it was just a very faint line. But I was just feeling sorry for myself because leading up to Halloween and all the fun things I like to do and go out and about and get pumpkins and pumpkin patches and get-togethers and Halloween stuff, and yeah, didn't do any of it. However, I did do a lot of Halloween crafting, and I binge watched so many horror movies that I can finally say I'm kind of sick of them. I mean, I went back for all the classics. For those of you that don't like horror movies, I know you're not interested, but I watched Scream, Friday the 13th, The Exorcist, Boogeyman, Stephen King's a newer version of the Boogeyman. I had never seen Saw before, so I went and watched the first one of those. I know there's more. I was also just watching some scary. Oh, I rented a movie called Talk to Me. My son had recommended it. That was pretty scary. And then I think tonight I'm going to watch The Conjuring because I've never seen that. The Shining, I think I watched that. And then I watched some other Netflix documentaries, one called The Unbinding and another one about some demonic possession that happened back in the 80s or something like that. So yeah, I'm all filled up with all the horror stuff. So what else? Oh yeah, I sprinkled in some not so scary stuff. I think I watched Sleepless in Seattle too. Got my I'm a Nightmare Before Coffee cup. And yeah, so I'm still, embracing some of the Halloween stuff that I did. But without further ado, let me show you what I worked on. So this is not Halloween related, but remember I was showing you my little turkey? I got him done, and look at how cute and little he is. Now, I didn't show any of my progress on this because I was literally just up in my bed crafting and the lighting wasn't good, and I think I did him in about a day and a half. I worked on him for 2 days, so this is how cute. His beak is kind of funny. I mean, yeah, he's adorable. I love his little feet. And as with amigurumi and the ones I've done in the past, I like doing amigurumi, but I can just do one and then I'm okay not doing it again for another year. So I kind of got it out of my system. I wasn't quite sure how to attach his little back here, but I just, I did kind of put a little stitch at the top there just to kind of keep it there, but the instructions didn't really say how, at least maybe they did. I'm not really good at reading instructions, so it could have said. But he's cute, and the Crochet-a-long is still going on, and if you are doing this Crochet-a-long or want to do it, it's the Hirschner Amie of the month, I guess is what this is. And I don't know if the kits are still available, but jump on to that. Wobbles and Gobbles Cal is what it's called, hosted by Brianna Lentz. I had mentioned her earlier, and she has a tutorial on her channel on how to assemble this. So I highly recommend watching that if you need any help or guidance along with your little amigurumi. And also hosted by Miss T and Stitches, Morgan, and I think I'm supposed to be hosting it too, but I'm not really doing anything, so I don't really think I'm being a host, other than I'm just putting the word out there and showing you my completed project. So very cute, and like I said, enjoyed doing that, but I'm kind of got it out of my system. Next up, I was working on this Trick or Treat one by, I always forget, Cottage Garden Samplings is this, and I wasn't sure if I was just going to do one and then cut it out or do whatever, but I ended up doing a whole square here, so mine is bigger, and I did check to see I do have enough room on my fabric. I think in my last video I was concerned that I wouldn't have enough to fit the whole thing, and I do, and I really enjoyed doing that little border there. So I think it turned out really nice, and I think that I am going to go ahead and do, if not all of them, I might pick like maybe 4 of my favorite ones and then just do 4 of them. So I'll see, because I'm not going to work on it anymore this year, so we'll see next Halloween what I end up doing. Who knows? I might just cut it out and call this one good and call him a finish. But really enjoyed working on this while I was watching all my horror movies. Okay, that is all there is to say about that. I did not touch any more of my Mill Hill kits that I started on Friday the 13th because I kind of got diverted and I started working on my felt projects. That video I think went up before this one, so you'll be able to, I think I mentioned that in my little tour, that video is gonna probably go up either the same day or the same time or before this one, so you'll be able to see my Busilla Halloween felt sign that I finished and another door hanger. So that took precedence toward the end of the month, so my stitching kind of got put on the side, and I didn't quite get this one. Where is my... I did not quite get this one done like I had wanted to by Halloween, but that's okay. I think I'm going to continue working on it through November to get it done, just because I'm so close. But I did get a lot done. You can see the outlining of the black that I just need to fill in, and I did the tree, and so I just have 2 colors of the outer part of the moon to finish. So you can see, yeah, I just have just the shades, the next shades. This is the very top of the moon there. So the moon is just gonna kind of, I just have this to fill in a little bit there and a little bit there, and then some back stitching and then filling in the black. So I got pretty far on that, and if it had been my only project I was working on, I easily could have got this done because there's just not a lot to it. It's a pretty quick stitch. It's just, I spread myself a little thin with the project. So I think that is it. So I'm not even going to show you my Mill Hill kits because like I said, I don't think I got anything more done on them. And plans going forward, I haven't really thought too much about what I'm going to work on in November, but this is definitely one I'd like to do. This little owl dressed like a turkey. So technically, it's kind of like a Halloween thing because it's like he has a Halloween costume on, but it's also a turkey, so it's kind of can fall into the realm of Thanksgiving. So I'd like to maybe stitch that. And then there's also this one I have here, which is fall into, fall back, not fall into Mill Hill. It's a fall into Mill Hill hashtag, but it's fall back for daylight saving time, which is coming up this next weekend. So we get an extra hour of sleep. Okay, and then also the only other tentative plan I have is to work on Wreath of All Seasons. Do I have that near me here? I do. I have my Wreath of All Seasons here. Oh, so I do really want to work on that fall section here. And this is one of those where it hasn't been calling to me, but I know that if I pick it up and just start putting some stitches in, that I'll just probably go hog wild on it. And, I said I was going to finish this by the end of the month, by the end of the year. and I was going crazy on it, and then I stopped, and I'm like, oh, no problem. I'll pick it up at the end of the year. I've got plenty of time. Yeah, now it's already November 1st tomorrow, and I still have half of it to do. Do you want to look at it? Let's just look at it. Just in case you're new to my channel and have not seen my progress, I will show you. So this is the half that I've gotten done. Let me fold this back here. All right. So you can see I got all of that done so far. So I need to get that back out again and try to make good on my promise of actually getting it done by the end of the year. If I don't, I don't. It doesn't matter. What else? I told you that I filmed my Dimensions Parade, Kit Parade. That's about 2 hours long video. Be watching for that. I think it's like I said, it's ready to go. I'm just trying to decide when I'm going to upload it. Maybe I'll upload it for Thanksgiving, like right before Thanksgiving, just to, since it is a longer video, maybe you guys will have some time off on Thanksgiving. You can sit and watch it. But all right, I think that is it. Yeah, I think that's about all I think I have to say in this video. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up so I can get this uploaded. I will work on my Halloween, my moon kitty. I'm going to work on this tonight a little bit on Halloween, and so I'll have a little bit more progress done, but not anything major, so I'll just update that in my next video next month. And okay, that's it for now. I hope you enjoy your Halloween if you celebrate, and I will see you at the end of November with whatever it is I end up working on. So happy stitching. Thanks again for watching, and leave a comment down below to say hello. Talk to you later. Bye.